a long time ago, but doing it over again. I'm excited to really get that out of the way so I could just start working.
Yep. I get that. If you're new and you kind of don't know mine and Scott's story, I did not pass my exam until the fifth try. So have no fear, Taylor. That is the exam is does not determine your success here whatsoever. Scott and I have an amazing look at this screen, amazing thriving agency. It does not determine your success here. One of our founders, Casey, who actually used to be a plumber, also did not pass until his fifth try. And I'll tell you that a friend told me that when I was failed my third time, and it kept me going. So stay in the saddle, just get it done. In my opinion, it's the hardest part of this whole business. Once you get past that, all it takes is training and reps. That's it. Excited for you. Awesome. Anybody else? I'm gonna call some of our people off camera if you're able to join us. I love seeing everybody's faces. Of course, what does Scott say if you're not uh in labor or something else? What does he say at a wedding or a funeral? Try to be on camera. Of course, if you're driving, be safe.
Hi, my name's Christina. My camera's off because I'm a little sick right now, so sorry. Please excuse that. But I'm from Long Island, New York, and I'm just excited to get started. It took a little longer because I am in New York, but I just everything finally got processed, so I am excited to finally get started.
That statement of took a little longer because I am in New York. I can't tell you how much that hits my soul, Christina. We are about 8 hours from you. We're in Buffalo, New York. So I get it. New York is a whole nother animal. So
Yeah, it definitely
glad
did
you're
take a little
here.
bit longer.
We are going to be celebrating you a little bit today, so don't go anywhere. I understand you're sick. You have to be off camera. I hope you feel better. But Christina is one of our new writers, so she came in and got flying. So excited. Welcome, Christina. Who else? Trying to see if there's anybody that I haven't met yet. G, Bob, Venus, you guys see anyone?
I'm going to call out Mr. Justin Martinez there.
There we go. Nice try, Justin. Your turn.
Guys, how's it going? I'm Justin. I from New York City, specifically in the Bronx, born and raised. I actually came from a previous life insurance company, but I decided it wasn't working out for me, so just wanted to join you guys.
Awesome. Wow, look at this. All the New Yorkers. We may have to do a meetup. Awesome. Welcome, Justin. I'm glad that you're coming with some experience. That's amazing. We'll all be able to learn from you as well. We all can learn something from each other here, but excited for you, Justin. Welcome. All right. Going once, going twice. Leaders, you see anybody else or anybody else want to unmute?
I just want to call out Miss Sarah Neal there. Look at her multitasking. I
She's
thought that's
bossing it
great.
up there. I love it. Awesome, guys. All right. Well, my sweet hubby couldn't be here today. He is in Texas. If you don't know, he's a part of a big ministry that is very near and dear to his heart. So he is there this weekend. But if you are new and you kind of are like, who is this lady talking? Who says, and who's this Scott guy? I'm Kate Schnitzer. Scott is my husband. We've been here, we're going into our fourth year now. We are agency directors. We're located in Buffalo, New York. We have a super cool, fun story that we met online and moved to Louisiana. And then I dragged him back to Buffalo and we quit our jobs on our honeymoon and dove all in. And we'll get into details about that another time. But we are super excited to be here. We love symmetry. I also am 6 months pregnant. So if you see that I'm out of breath, that's why. Um, so if you are new and you kind of don't know a little bit of our story, there is our story, but we love symmetry. We love this team. We love this opportunity. We love our friends that invited us to this opportunity. We love what this opportunity has done for our life. We have a 1-year-old that Scott has never missed a beat of. And I emphasize Scott because Scott and I both grew up with our dads really like not around, just working for the man, working and nonstop, not really around much. And it's been such a blessing for us. What this opportunity has done, it's allowed us to have more time together. It's allowed Scott to really not miss anything in Liam's life. We have a baby girl on the way, which he will be fully present for too. So we can't say enough good things about this opportunity and all that is possible. It's been such a fun journey. So all that being said, Scott could not be here today, but he did want to say hello to you guys. So give me 1 second here. All right, Bob Gransard, can you see that lovely beard?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Give me a thumbs up, Bob, if you can hear the sound when I play.
Good morning, team. Sorry I'm missing the call today. It might be afternoon for some of you already, but I just wanted to take a moment and edify Kate for running this call. Kate, you are the best business partner. You are my first hire and my best hire, and I love you so much. I'm so proud of everything that you do for our family, everything that you do for our business, everything that you do to take care of things that people just don't see all the time. Like, you're behind the scenes and you're fighting for agents, and I'm just so proud to get to do this with you. I want to edify also our leaders, the people that we get to roll with, the people that we get to build with. There's more names that I'm about to name, but specifically wanted to honor Bob Gransard, Giovanni Mitru, and Venus Diaz. You guys are a joy to work with, and I'm specifically blessed because I used to pray for a team like this. I've worked other careers and other jobs, and the one thing I always prayed for is I was like, God, just give me a culture that I'm proud of. Give me a culture of people that just want to serve, that would drop everything they're doing to honor someone, to serve someone, to help someone get out of a spot. And we have that team. We 100% have that team. Individually, you're each amazing, and just so proud that we get to do this thing together. As you're sitting here today, it's the first call of 2025, and I'll keep this short, but I just want you to focus on just take some time today and think about what you want the year to look like. Think about where you want to be at the end of the year. And I am so encouraged because I know that people on this team are going to have breakthrough this year. People on this team not only are going to make financial impact for their families, but they're going to have personal breakthrough, and that's what I'm most excited about. Can't wait to see y'all run it up this year and support each other and grow. And just, guys, thank you for everything you did in 2024. Love y'all. Talk to you soon.
Sappy Scotty. Love when he gets sappy. Awesome, guys. But yeah, Scott wanted to make sure he got to thank you guys and just Happy New Year. Let's dig into some slides, and then we'll have a little bit of content to go over. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Come on. All right. First Schnitzer Master Agency call of 2025. Very excited for this. We're going to dig into a little bit of scheduling first. So in the new year, we have a little bit of a different schedule. So want to make sure everybody's caught up to speed here. If you want to go ahead and take a screenshot of this so that you have all the details. These are in Central Time, so just be aware of time zones here. Daily, I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker. If you have any additional questions, Slack me, call me, text me, anything. The accountability call is every day, 8 a.m. Central to 8:30. It's only a half hour. If you are new and you're not really familiar with what this is a daily call for people that are signing up, kind of raising their hand and saying, I want more. I want more for my life. I want more for my business. I need help. I need accountability. I need encouragement. I don't want to run this race alone. This is not like every other call. This is a higher accountability, higher challenge, higher standard call. We expect more of you so that you expect more of yourself. This actually came about because Jim Larson, who is not a part of our hierarchy, invited Scott and I to be a part of it. And if you don't know Jim Larson yet, you'll come to know him. He is an incredible, incredible man, an incredible leader, an incredible part of Symmetry. Opened up conference last year, and just he's truly incredible. And when he offered us this opportunity, we were like, we need to take advantage of this. So it's been very fruitful. We're on our third month. So what it looks like is 15 minutes of hearing from Jim Larson, which is just a great way to start the day. Sarah Neal and Jenny Goldsmith, that's their favorite part. They love it. They can tell you about that. And then 15 minutes where we break out to just the Schnitzer team and we go over numbers. We go over that high standard, that high accountability, that high challenge that you specifically asked for by signing up for this. This is a month-to-month basis. So January is closed for this month, but we will open it again for February signups here in about 2 weeks. We do it like mid-month, 15th to the 20th. However, you are always, always, always welcome to join. So that link will always be available to you, and you can join and just watch from the sidelines. You can participate in the chat even though you don't have numbers going on. You can be an encourager, you can be a champion for someone. So that is every day, Monday through Friday, excuse me, 8 a.m. to 8:30 Central. Team call, that's the TAR team call. So Ashley and I are direct to Ashley, or excuse me, Scott and I are direct to Ashley TAR, bringing all of her agencies under her together. That will be Mondays, 11 a.m. Central. Casework, this is every Tuesday. Bob Gransard heads this along with some other people that help out within the agency, Summer Friesen, John White. Jared Slatus hops in and helps. But this is truly a fruitful call, guys. This was a call that when Scott and I first started and didn't know the difference between term and whole and all the different products, this was a call that we made a priority even when we did not have client casework to review. Highly, highly recommend this call. Even if you don't have a client to discuss, just sit there, just absorb it, just listen to the lingo. You may hear of COPD and you don't even know what COPD is. And then Bob can walk through why this carrier and this product is the best for COPD. And you know when you run into a client with that. So highly recommend those every Tuesday. Wednesday is our favorite call of the favorite day of the week for calls. It's our national call day. This one is a no camera one. The other ones we ask that you be on camera when you can, but the national calls is no camera. You're just going to hear from the founders. You're going to hear from different leaders, agency owners, things like that. That's one that I'll do my laundry, I'll make lunch, I'll go for a walk or whatever it may be, but I'm always tuning in. Sarah Reinecke told us 130s never miss national calls, so I never miss national calls. If you don't know what 130 is, if you're new here, 130 is the absolute top of this company, which Scott and I are in the process of striving for. So if a 130 never misses the call, I'm going to act and think like a 130, and I'm never going to miss a national call. National calls are times of the day, times of the week, Wednesdays that you will not be able to get a hold of Scott and I. We may text you back, but can't schedule a meeting, can't call us. We don't schedule meetings with other AOs or leaders or clients. This is such an important time to hear from our founders and where the company is going and to be a part of the culture. Thursday, deep dive with the sales experts. This call came about a year ago, and it has been fruitful. It has been fruitful. We have picked up so much from this call. I know many of you have too in your sales skills and just improving in so many different ways. That is one that we recommend not missing as well. Probably feels like, man, there's a lot of calls. But guys, in total, this is 6 hours a week, not even, because some of these are a half hour. This is 6 hours a week to grow yourself and grow your business. You can't grow your business more than you grow yourself. So attending calls like these help you grow yourself so that you can further grow your business. And then today, our Schnitzer agency call. So 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. noon Eastern. Thank you for being here. Love having you guys here. I did want to take a minute. Thank you, G, for the idea. I want to take a minute and just share with everybody. I'm going to reshare here. How to merge the link with your calendar. So I know that there were a few questions around that. So let me pull this up so I can really just show you guys exactly what that looks like. So the link was put in the handbook. So you should all have a copy of the handbook. If you're like, whoa, I have no copy of a handbook, what is that? Then talk with your closest AO or your upline and get, why is my mouse not working? And get a copy of that. It's in the handbook and it's also been listed in all of our Slacks. So I recommend having Slack downloaded on your laptop and on your phone so that you don't miss a beat. But let me show you, this is probably going to look very overwhelming, like, holy cow, what is going on? So this on Google Calendar, you can see over here, like I have Scott's calendar. I have the Buffalo Bills schedule, of course. I have the team calendar, which is Ashley's team calendar. But now the green is our Schnitzer agency calendar. I have our personal, I have my symmetry, and I can unclick and click things so I can see, oh, Scott's in a meeting. Oh, Scott has this, whatever it may be. So all the links that you will ever need for any call will be in this Schnitzer agency calendar. You can have it here under your calendars. It doesn't mean it has to show all the time. You can unclick it so it doesn't show. And then you'll have the link. So let's say, tomorrow or excuse me, Monday, we cancel accountability call for whatever reason. It won't be canceled, but I will go in and I will delete this so it shows live on your calendar. The link that you need is in here. Same with the team calls on Monday. If Bob is sick and can't do the casework and we cancel that, or we need to move it to a different time, we're going to move that live for you so you don't have to worry about accessing those. If you have any questions around Google Calendar, I'm a big Google fan, so I can help you with that. But definitely give it a try first to merge this. When you go into that link, you'll be able to merge it with your calendar just like you see here. Then you'll have access to it live time. Make sense? G, was that good, or did you have any other questions around that?
No, thank you for saving me this morning because I had Kellen's calendar merged and then I had Schnitzer and I was like, why do I have all these calendars and how do I get rid of them? So
Yep.
thank you for that.
Absolutely. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and finish these slides and then we'll dig into a little bit of content. Let's see. So we walked through schedule. Last schedule announcement here is going to be our company overview. So G and Scott have been running these. This is going to be next Wednesday, January 8th. We will send the graphic. Actually, G, if you have this, why don't you go send it in general? G will send this graphic so that you have it. Post it to social media now. Start posting it. Start sharing it. Hey, and even if you're new and you're like, I can't share this opportunity yet, you can. Hey, I've just got my life insurance license. I've joined this great company. I'm still figuring it out, but I love it so far. Come meet my team. Would love to have you a part of it. You don't have to know everything to share this opportunity. So what G and Scott will do next Wednesday is they will go through all the questions that you had when you first started so that somebody that is interested has an outlet to be able to get those questions answered. If you are new and you have never attended one of these, highly recommend attending one of these. You're going to hear verbiage and how G and Scott explain things that it's going to be easier for you to explain when other people have questions. They're going to go through, how do I get leads? What's the number one question we get, guys? How do I get leads? Do I have to call my friends and family? Do I have to go door knock? No. Scott and G are going to walk through all of that. How do I get paid? How do I increase? Is there a bonus opportunity? How quickly can I get up and running? What's the training look like? Things like that. G and Scott are going to really walk through that in detail. They do a phenomenal job, guys. I will tell you, more often than not, the people that attend this are quickly moving to the next step to get onboarded. So if you're a builder, if you're looking to become an agency owner and you want to share this opportunity with some people, make sure that you invite them to this. This link as well will be in that Schnitzer calendar that I just shared with you. And then lastly, live dials. Guys, virtual office, if you are working, like as if you were before COVID and you were going to an office to work, if you are working, be in the office. Hold yourself accountable that whenever I'm sitting at my desk, I'm dialing, I'm doing casework, I'm recruiting, whatever it may be, that you are in the office. Most of the names that you see on leaderboards are the same names that you see on the screen in the virtual office. So with that being said, in the virtual office is where a lot of our agents will come in and live dial. So they have their leads and they need to call them. They're going to call them just like this, where everybody else is muted except me. And I'm dialing so you guys can all hear from me and hear how I handle objections, hear how I overcome them, hear how I close down an appointment, things like that. We have a lot of our vet agents that do this, but we also have a lot of really, really brave new agents. Is Rod on? I didn't see Rod. I wanted to give Rod a shout out here. He has been in the virtual office and dialing and asking for feedback and taking that feedback and making one little tweak that somebody gives him into his next call. And then he's seeing a change right away. So even if you're newer, you can sign up for a live dial session and say, hey guys, I'm new. This is my first time dialing. Bob, G, do you mind giving me some feedback? Hey, do you have a second? I know you're busy, but can you listen to me make this one call and then can you give me some feedback? And people will. Everybody wants you to win here. So the live dial calendar is a great, great, great thing to take advantage of. All right, let's dig into our new writers. Name of the game here. G, I'm going to pass the microphone to you for this one.
Thank you, Kate. And before I go and shout out to the new writers, I just want to shout out to you guys, Kate and Scott. I know I can speak on behalf of Venus and Bob as being part of your team, being agency owners here. We are so grateful. Mickey and I, every day, I know this is going to sound cliche, but we pinch ourselves at how far we have all come together as friends and as a team. But what you guys both did at the end of last year is you said we need some changes. We need to make this onboarding process much simpler. We needed to work like a well-oiled machine. And you guys went out there and did all the research, put together what we used to call Bitrix, sorry, agent accountability. And you guys put all this work into making sure that when we bring people on, and you guys, the whole team here, bring on a new agent, you do not have to coach them. You do not have to train them. They literally get this handbook and this system that comes with it that's automated, that when they complete a step, they get the next step. And for us as agency owners, when you guys get to that level, you're going to see how useful this tool will be for building your business. And so Scott and Kate put their heart and soul into it. And when they announced it, me, Venus, and Bob were like, "Not, this is just not real," because we used to follow an Excel spreadsheet and make people click boxes, and it was just so dinosaur ages. And so you guys literally brought us the best system and included us in it, and we are so grateful, not just for that, but we're grateful for the both of you. And we can't thank you enough for everything that you guys literally put out there. You work so hard and so smart, and you lead from the front. And seeing your post yesterday made me so happy. It's been an honor to be part of your team, but to see you guys crush 2024 with 3.25 million in business, oh, just made me so happy. So
Thank you,
we are
G.
here to lift you up just as much as you guys lift us up. So
Thank you very much.
And Scott, when you get to hear this. So with that said, guys, I want to shout these three out. I mean, I'm going to start first with Christina Tannenblatt, because this girl came on. I did an interview with her, and I was like, right away, I know that I want this girl to be on my team. She reminded me a little bit of myself. She's young, not that I'm young anymore, Christina, but she's young. She's got a heart of hustle. She literally, I got an email, I think it was the day before yesterday. It said, Christina just submitted her first application. And this just goes to show, guys, she did not call me one time to ask me any questions. And that just proves how awesome this onboarding process is, the checklist, but also, mix in somebody who says, I want to make this happen and get it done. And they're following the system, they're coachable, they're trainable. And she just went out there and wrote her first app. So Christina, I am so, so proud of you, girlie. I can't wait to see what you do in 2025. And then Brian Gerhardt, same thing. Interviewed him, was ready to just go. And he has not stopped. He has been following the system. He's been with us less than a week and a half onboarded and wrote his first application. And then Damon Barnhurst. So congratulations to you. I don't know if he's on the call today. He's a full-time teacher, guys, and he is ready to make this his full-time career. He definitely had some health challenges this past year, but he's overcome them and he is ready to roll. So congratulations, Damon. We're excited for you.
Congratulations, guys. Yeah, gee, Damon's on. He made a comment saying, I did one app on myself. But that is one app, Damon. You've never written a life insurance app before. It doesn't matter if it's on yourself, your neighbor, your friend, a lead. You've now understand the process, just like Wilbur said in the chat. You now understand the process of, oh, this is what an app looks like. And it's not going to be your first lead, your first appointment, and you're sweating like I've never seen an application before. Right. This is why we want you guys to do this, so that you have that understanding going into your first real appointment. So congratulations, big deal. And truly, like, you'll hear it a lot, but it's true. If you can write one, you can write 100. If you can write 100, you can write 500. You're soon going to be hitting these milestones that are going alongside increasing your commission rate and earning more money as well. So you have one under your belt now, and now the second one's going to be easier to keep going. So congratulations, you three. I can't wait to get to know the three of you more. Christina, when I was talking with G this morning about you, she is so excited about you. I'm excited to meet you. Brian and Damon will do well, but I will say that women do very well here. So Christina, I'm excited for you. Damon and Brian, congratulations. Let's get going to celebrating. Speaking of women, some of our very own have already hit 5K by Friday. So Sarah Hadley is at, I didn't see Hadley on. I'm not sure if she's on. Sarah Hadley is at 8,108 apps for the week, y'all. Jenny Goldsmith, 6,200 apps. I want you to look at, if you are new, I want you to look at the APV, annual premium value, alongside the apps and look at this ratio. This is what we want to see. Your typical sale should be $1,000 minimum. It's around there, the average sale. So you don't want to have one app for $6,000. Yes, that's great, but stickier business is when we're going to see a ratio like this of 1 to 1. So Sarah Hadley, we knew she was going to have a big January lined up. She was excited and she was hungry and she was so committed to setting up a big January. And we're what, 6 days in to the month and she's already there. Jenny Goldsmith surpassed her 5,000 this morning. And she was very honest on the accountability group, sharing that some of those were rewrites. And this is something that I want to commend Jenny for, is she's saying like, yes, I hit my 5K, but some of them were rewrites because this client and this client got denied. So what that tells me is I need to hone in my casework. We didn't coach her on that. We didn't say that back to her. She's coaching herself through what she's learned in the process of getting more reps in. So now Jenny is taking what she's learned in the last few weeks to set up a bigger 2025 by honing in on her casework. Guarantee you that you see Jenny on the casework calls. I guarantee you that you see Jenny in the virtual office, that you see her calling for risk assessments. She's in the casework channel on Slack. She has something that she's pinpointed that is not strong in her business and she wants to strengthen that. And Jenny's the type of person that's going to go and use the resources at her fingertips to do so. So big deals. Guys, 5K by Friday is something you'll hear a lot around here. If you're new, 5K, $5,000 sales week is the standard here. Once you start standardizing that and you achieve $5,000 every single week, and that it just happens so naturally because you've gotten enough reps in, your business is going to flourish. That is when you are going to feel most profitable, when bare minimum, no questions asked, you're hitting $5,000 by Friday. And why we say by Friday, and I'll go over this in a minute, but our symmetry weeks end on Friday. So this tells you a little bit. Take a screenshot of this so that you know your January. We'll show this every week. But symmetry weeks go from Saturday to Friday. So you'll see we are in week 1 of January. January is a 5-week month. We only get 4 of these in 2025. It's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. You hear Scott and I talk about the 5-week months a lot. If you were in Slack, you saw we were doing our calendar and we were like marking where they were, over the new year. It's such a big deal to know so that you know when you can actively run for your promotions in a way that's going to give you a little bit of wiggle room there with that 5th week. So we are on Friday, the 3rd today. Symmetry week 2 starts tomorrow, Friday. So be very aware of this. 1 week is under your belt. You have until Friday the 31st to submit all your business. You also have until Friday the 31st to issue all your business. We have those 2 distinctions because it's not always the case. Sometimes those submit and issue dates are different dates depending on when the Fridays land in the calendar. We will always go over this with you. Scott and I missed 2 promotions on our run to 125 to 120 because we didn't understand the calendar in the beginning. So that's why we emphasize these things. Take a screenshot, make sure you're aware, and then this last bullet point here, front load your month. Front load, front load, front load, front load, front load. If you have a $5,000 month, you should have 2,500 in by the 10th or the 15th. You should have 3,000 in by the 10th or the 15th. You should aim to get as much of your APV in before the middle of the month, so you're not here scrambling in the last few days of the month. And that's it. That's it for our slides. If you guys have any questions around calendars, Google, anything like that, just DM me on Slack. Happy to help. Your running buddies and your uplines may know as well, but I'm always happy to help. Guys, we're going to dig into a little bit of New Year content here. A lot of things that you guys have probably been thinking about, talking about. But first, I'm going to ask for a little bit of engagement. So the first things that I kind of want to ask, I want to ask a few people to volunteer to unmute. Short and sweet. I want you to be very specific, very detailed. It can be as big or as small as you want, whatever it is. I want it to be very clear. What is your dream, and why do you think symmetry will help you get there? What is your dream through being a part of Symmetry?
Uh, hey, good morning, everybody. Sean Drew, direct to Giovanna. Um, when I started out this business, I started out with my wife, just like you and Scott, Kate, and we did very well together. Um, a year and a half ago, we had to get her back into the work world. It was necessary, but my dream is that by the end of this year, she is back with me doing this business. And we talked about, we had a date night last night, and her heart is there as well. But that's my dream, and I know that Symmetry can help us get here because snitchers are living proof. Giovanna and Mickey, man, I'm so proud of you guys. Had an awesome year last year, and there's a number of others, but that's my dream. I know it's possible. It's more than a dream. It's reality that is truly within reach. So thank you for listening.
I love it. Love it. Love the specifics there, Sean Drew. Absolutely possible. Who else? Who else has a dream that they have thought about for 2025, and how will Symmetry help you get there? No one?
Come on, somebody has something to share. All right, Kate, I'm jumping in. I have a
Yes,
dream.
please.
I have big dreams this year.
I know you do.
I'm breaking out 3 AOs. That's my dream this year.
There we go. There we go. Tell me you've been thinking about your dream without telling me. Look how quick she is. All right, Anthony, I saw your chat.
I should,
Tell me,
right?
what's your dream here?
So, okay, I have this really strong passion for aviation and travel, right? And um, so my first step, so my long-term goal is to become a pilot, right?
Cool.
And right, and so, and like getting multiple streams of income. And so my first step would be becoming a flight attendant, and I want to get to that this year. And there's no way I can survive on a flight attendant income. And so I know definitely becoming a life insurance agent, and with my personality and with my will to serve, it's the perfect path for me, honestly, to stick with being a life insurance agent and then going and being a flight attendant, managing both, and getting to travel. So
I love that. I love that. Anthony, if you have not had a chance to meet Denise yet, I don't think she's on today. She might be in the air. Get with Venus and have Venus introduce you and connect you with Denise. Denise is a flight attendant as well.
okay,
And it is so cool. Like she will meet somebody at the airport, meet another flight attendant. She's
okay.
like introduced us to people that are other flight attendants that she's met. Like it's very cool the way that she can travel. Also, Denise is a badass, and she will like travel to somebody a different state because that's the luxury
Yes.
of being a flight attendant to help somebody and help another client. So super, super cool. Very possible. Very, very possible. I love it, Anthony. I love
Well,
it.
I'm glad to know that there's someone else, especially part of this agency,
Yeah.
that that's doing it. So I'm not alone.
Yeah, absolutely. You are not alone.
Amazing.
Piper Wilbur's wife is firing somebody in the next room. So, all right, well, let's take that. Thank you for those that did share. Wilbur, go ahead and share in the chat. And then follow suit, guys, and let's just put some of what our dreams are for being a part of Symmetry in the chat. While you guys are doing that, I'll move on a little bit here. Guys, the reason I'm specifically asking for dreams is because what I want to talk about today is how vision can go into vision and dream, excuse me, are aligned together. The reason I say it like that is I heard a line from a podcast that stuck with me, and it like really stopped and made me think. It takes leaders with vision to help people with their dreams. It takes leaders with vision to help people with their dreams. So the reason I kind of stopped to think about that was Scott and I came in here. Again, I gave you guys a little bit of a snippet of our story. I quit my corporate job on our honeymoon. Scott quit 5 months later. And we came all into this. Like we quitting your jobs 3 months into marriage is not the recommendation. My parents were definitely not supportive. We got a lot of pushback. And our story is a little bit different. You hear a lot of brokenness stories about when people come here. Oh, I was broken here and this happened and it changed my life. You'll hear a lot of those speeches from stages, which is incredible, but not everybody's story is like that. Complete transparency and honesty. Scott and I did not come here with a broken financial situation or a broken home or a broken relationship or anything like that. It was, we want more. Like, we're big dreamers and we think of a lot and dream of a lot and envision a lot, and we want more. And it was because of the founders, Brandon and Casey. It was because of Ashley Tarr, who Scott and I are direct to. It was because of Danny Young. It was because of people like Jacob Pogue, Edward Pritchett, Marshall Whalen. If none of these names mean anything to you, keep coming to national calls. Make conference a priority. Make the boot camps a priority. You're going to start to learn these names, learn their stories. But if it were not for their vision of what they had, I don't think Scott and I would have thought our dreams were a reality. Scott made great money before we came here. I made great money before we came here. And we chose to leave all that behind and take 10 steps backwards in some ways to take 100 steps forwards for the rest of our life. Scott worked out of the home 6 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. His dealership was 45 minutes away across the lake. It sucked. It was horrible. And he's like, I don't want this. Like, I want to have a family. I want to be home, things like that. So when we met Ashley and Tyler and they introduced us to the opportunity and we sat on it and we thought about it, it was their vision that made us think, hey, these things that we talk about, these dreams, what we want for our life seems so much more possible because of their vision. And then watching conference, attending events, meeting people like Jim Larson and Jacob Pogue and Jamie Susie and Sarah Reineke and all these people that have such a clear vision for this company and this opportunity. I'm really not confident that Scott and I, new to this opportunity, new to this world, could have created such a clear vision for ourselves. So I want to talk about that a little bit. Scott and I have a vision for this agency. It's clear as day. And we are very, very confident that as leaders, by sharing that vision with you guys and including you in the process, that it will help you turn those dreams that you talk about with your spouse and your family into a reality. Whether those dreams come to fruition in 2025 or it takes to 2026 or 2027. We want you guys to know the vision, clear as day, what we want here, so that you know what you're a part of, you know that you're included, and you know what is possible here. So I want to walk through a few things here of the 2025 vision for this team. It's kind of broken down to 4 things, and I want to break them down a little bit further. The first one is engagement. Again, if you're a part of the accountability call, this is gonna sound a little repetitive, but often the things that we repeat over and over and over again are the things that take root and take the most importance here. So the first thing within engagement is culture. Culture is absolutely everything. Everything, everything, everything. What does John Maxwell say? Everything rises and falls on leadership. Well, culture rises and falls on that leadership. So the culture that we create here is super important to Scott and I. I know it's just as important to G and Bob and Venus and your AOs and your team leaders and your key leaders. Culture is everything, except it doesn't start with Scott and I. Culture started with Brandon and Casey 15 years ago, and it's grown from there for 15 years. And seeing how the AOs and the leaders and the directors of this company and the leadership team like Brian Williamson and all of them play such an important part in making this culture. It's something that Scott and I want to put on the forefront. Making this a place, guys, that people, meaning you, want to plant your flag. When Scott and I met Ashley and Tyler, we learned about their stories. We learned about everything. We met Danny. We met Brandon and Casey. We met all the people that now have such an influence in our life. We knew we wanted to plant our flag here because of the culture. The money was a bonus. The money was a cherry on top, but the culture is everything. I come from corporate America. I sold radio and digital for the Buffalo Bills. Super cool, super fun, super near and dear to my heart because I love Buffalo. But corporate America culture is corporate America. If you've been a part of corporate America, you know what I mean by that. You're a hamster on a hamster wheel. You're just spinning in circles. You can't really get much farther. And Scott ran a boat dealership with his dad, and it's awesome, but being a part of a family business is tough. Also, being a part of a very worldly business is tough. And that was tough on Scott. The culture, it was not something he wanted to be a part of long term. So this place, guys, the engagement piece, our first focus is culture. Second would be profitability. Culture comes first, profitability comes second. We talk about it in our accountability group with Jim Larson all the time. As a new agent, your very first and number one only important thing to do as a new agent is to be a part of the culture. Not to practice your script, not to practice your leads, not to master the phones. It's to show up and be a part of the culture. When you're a part of the culture, you're going to become a part of the culture. When you show up to the culture, you're going to learn from people like G. You're going to learn from people like Venus and Bob and Wilbur, who have just absolutely figured this out. They didn't figure it out overnight, but they figured it out by showing up. They figured it out by putting in time and giving reps. Those four names that I just mentioned alone, and there's so many other on this screen, are in the virtual office daily. They're on calls daily. They're in Slack. They're in the chat. They participate. They reach out. They offer help. They receive coaching. They offer coaching. And they have become a part of the culture. And then they started acting like the culture. Ashley Tarr, our upline, gave Scott and I a piece of advice. Many of you have heard me say this multiple times. When Scott and I were at an 85% contract level, Ashley said, start acting like a 130 now. 130 is our top contract level here, guys. And that has stuck with us. Scott and I aren't 130s. We're 120s now. But this whole journey from 85 to 120, what would a 130 do? What does Ashley do? What does Jamie Susie do? What does Jim Larson do? What did Danny do when he was in the field? Things like that. Just always checking ourselves of, are we acting like the people that we want to be? So your number one thing is to show up as culture, but then profitability comes from that. You're here to make an income. So how can Scott and I, with our vision for this agency, make you happy as a part of the culture and paid? Profitability. So new business. How do we focus on new business? How do we help agents, new and experienced, learn how to master new business? Scott has mastered sales. I was good. Don't forget it. I was good in sales until I stepped out of the field. But Scott has mastered sales. And I 1 billion trillion%, not just saying this because he's my husband, that Scott is more relatable to you as a new agent, to you as an aspiring AO, because he has been in the field, because he has been hung up on, because he has been defeated. He is more relatable, and I think you guys connect with him and his journey more because of what he's been through, because you know you're not alone. There is such fruit to building here. However, becoming good at production is more important in our opinion. Profitability. Promotions, that's our third one under engagement. Within culture and profitability, how quickly can we help you guys promote? How fast can we get you from an 80 to a 95 with a slingshot? How fast can we get you to AO? How fast can we help you get to an agency director? G wants to break out 3 AOs this year. Guess what all of her one-on-ones with Scott and I will be talking about? How quickly are we getting to your AOs? How are you helping your AOs? What do you need to get there? Knowing the levels of leadership, knowing the promotion guidelines, knowing things like the back of your hand so that you know exactly how to get to your next promotion. Next one is leadership development. If you are growing here, whether you are a producer or a builder and a producer, becoming an effective leader is so important. And that starts with Scott and I. And it started with Ashley, and it started with Danny, and it started with Brandon and Casey. So what can Scott and I do to grow as leaders? What can we do to help you guys feel like you are being led to achieve these dreams in the best way possible? How can you, as a new builder, grow? What books can we read? What calls can we show up to? What podcasts can we show up to? What do I need to change? What's the hard truth that I need to look in the mirror about and change as a leader? The last one with engagement, celebration and acknowledgement, building and producing. Celebration is huge here. Acknowledgement is huge here. But we don't always want to celebrate only the big things. I don't only want to celebrate when G breaks out 3 AOs in 2025. I want to celebrate what G did in her dials today. Bob is an AO, and guess what? He still gets the same recognition for putting in 185 dials yesterday or Tuesday, whatever day he did it, because he is still putting in the work. He is still showing up. He is still relatable. He is still grinding. So those little wins Like Courtney Tomplay, I don't know if she's on, but she sold an app last night and she told me this morning and I said, go put it in Slack so we can celebrate you. Guys, people love to celebrate people and they also love to be celebrated. You can be as humble as you want, but it feels good when somebody celebrates you. So share your wins. Don't feel weird for sharing a win. If you feel like you're bragging for sharing a win in Slack, look at it as reporting. I sold an app and I need to report it to my team. So celebrating and acknowledgement is something Scott and I really want to hone in on even more in 2025. Celebrating everything from building and producing. The second kind of cornerstone that we are working on for our vision for 2025 for the agency is systems and accelerating the process. G talked a little bit about the process and the system that Scott and I put into place just at the tail end of 2024 that a lot of you are a part of now. You're getting automations, you're getting the handbook, you're starting your sales mastery course, things like that. We didn't have that 6 months ago. So something Scott and I are doing on our end is what systems can we invest in? Who can we hire? We hired Toby, if you got, as many of you know him. He pays attention to all of our business issued among the whole team. And he says, hey, Darren submitted an app, but the client didn't submit their first payment yet. Can you touch base with him so that I can make sure Darren's going to get paid? And so that I can make sure Darren knows where his business is landing so he knows how he's going to finish January. So what systems can Scott and I put in place to accelerate the process? Recruiting that is available for all. One day we want to have a recruiting system that every single one of you can be a part of if you wanted to. Agent Accelerator, which is what I was just talking about and G talked about a little bit. Activation, how can we activate agents a little bit more? What can we do? What is lacking? What is missing? And this is, guys, where we have a little bit of experience kind of under our belt and learning things and whatnot. But if you see something missing, this is where we're saying we're including you on the vision and want you to tell us like, hey, we need this to be better. And the last one for systems and acceleration of the process is sales training. So we recently implemented the sales mastery course by Chris Leak as a part of our process. If you are new, you're probably plugging into that right now. If you're an experienced agent and haven't done that yet, highly recommend and ask that you go through that. It's $25. It's fine. And it is setting agents 6 months ahead in their training process. Even if you are an experienced agent, we're asking that you take this so that you know what your new agents are walking through. So the sales training, how can we encourage people to really take advantage of different sales training like that? And how can we implement new training in 2025? The third cornerstone here, Scott calls them big rocks, is the standard of winning. If you are newer here and you've done an interview with any of us soon, you probably received the question, tell me about a time that you've experienced winning. Feels good to win. You're a part of a sales culture. Sales is, all about winning. So how can we facilitate more of a winning culture? How can we bring in more winning to team calls? How can we bring in more winning standards to team trainings, to team recordings, game plan calls, things like that? Facilitating a culture of winning and achieving the goals that you set out for yourself. And increasing that standard of winning. We talked about 5K by Friday, that's a standard here. And when you start achieving that, you are winning. You are winning. Now, not to say that you're not winning if you have $1,000 week, because if you've never had $1,000 week and then you have your first $1,000 week, that's a win. But we want you to keep building on that feeling of winning and accomplishment to continue to grow that standard of winning for yourself. I fully believe, I've shared this before, I shared it at conference. I fully believe that the reason Scott and I have grown our agency, yes, we work great together, but it is because of Scott. It is because of Scott's attitude. It is because of his unwavering belief that we will win. Guys, there have been days where I'm like, can you just go back to the dealership? It was way easier to bring home the money that we needed. But Scott has such an unwavering belief and complete commitment to winning. You'll hear him. Like I hear him talk to Wilbur and tell him like, dude, I'm a winner. I'm going to figure it out. Like he talks that way about himself, about our agency, about our team, about this company. Like, and what he puts out comes right back to him. His unwavering belief and just absolutely undoubtable commitment to winning, I fully believe is why our agency and our business and our income and our life has grown, because he is so, so committed to winning. So how can we take that and also get that same belief rooted into you guys too, that you are made to win and you can win here? And how can we help put those systems in place to help you win even more? The last one here, guys, our last kind of cornerstone or big rock to focus on in our vision is an elite group of builders and producers. This business is hard. This is hard. If you came here thinking, oh, I'm going to get rich quick, it's overnight, I'm going to be good, I left my job, blah, 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 blah. No, this business is hard. It is not easy. However, it is very, very, very simple. This business is simple. It is only complicated if you're making it complicated. Follow the yellow brick road, follow the handbook, follow the system, follow Basecamp, follow the sales mastery course, follow what your leader is coaching you to do, and you will find success. We want to build a team of elite people that are committed to being elite producers, elite builders, elite leaders, elite people that show up for this team and a part of the culture. What does that look like? How can we build people's belief in themselves and build their confidence and build their business so that they too feel elite, so that they too feel that confidence that Scott has, that unwavering belief that I can do anything and I can keep going to achieve anything beyond this. Our accountability sales call is one of our first steps in that. Something Jim Larson talks a lot about is this call, the accountability call, was made for people to start to facilitate a change in their belief in themselves. It wasn't made to yell at you that you didn't get enough dials in or that you didn't reach your minimum. It's to start to build and change the way that you think. So building upon that started with the accountability sales call. Something Scott and I would love to implement in 2025 is a similar call, but for building. So we talked about getting a recruitment system in place. We have a whole new onboarding system in place. Now let's take the people that want to build an agency and put you all in a group around that accountability. Hey, you want to build an agency? How many people are you going to interview this week? And tracking that. How many interviews did convert into hires? How many people were put into Agent Accelerator? How many people came to the meet and greet? Having a touch point every week, every day, every other week, whatever it may be, still in the works, but we want to implement something around a builder's accountability call along with a leadership call. We can't build an agency without building our leadership. Scott and I are still growing in our leadership, but I can tell you we're not the leaders that we were 3 years ago. And that is because of the things that Ashley implemented in her agency for us. That's because of the things that Brian Williamson, our leadership director in Symmetry at Corporate, has implemented for us. It's because of things like that. So Scott and I are in the works of brainstorming what can we bring into building that for each of you that want to be agency owners and beyond in 2025. The last two things here for building those people, those elite group of builders and producers, is virtual office and one-on-one coaching. You guys hear us beat a dead horse around virtual office. There's a reason. There's a reason. If you don't believe me by now, show up to the virtual office for the next 30 days, all day, every time you're working, not all day, but you know what I mean? Every time you're working, for the next 30 days, commit to the virtual office and start to see a change. Commit to being on camera, commit to being in the chat, commit to, I really don't feel like dialing, but I need someone to light a fire under me. Put it in the chat. I really don't feel like dialing. Can somebody help me? People are going to light you up and they're going to make you feel like you can dial. They're going to hold you accountable, encourage you to take that step to win. The last one is one-on-one coaching. So reaching out to your upline, reaching out to your running buddy, reaching out to somebody that maybe isn't in this agency. We talk a lot about association here. Scott and I have a lot of association friends and coaches and mentors outside of this agency. Christina Watts has become one of my greatest friends. She's not in this agency. She doesn't earn a single dime off of me, but I meet with her and I talk with her and we hold each other accountable. Sarah Reinecke, Jamie Susi, people that don't make a single dime off of us, but they are there to help and they are there to help win. So reaching out for one-on-one coaching and one-on-one help. We're running out of time, but just to highlight Wilbur for a minute. Wilbur reached out to 2 different people last month or 2 months ago, and he was like, wow, like I see what you guys are talking about. And he reached out to different people that help put things into perspective for what he needed help with in his business. So reach out, guys. A huge place to start with this is social media. Christina Watts and I first connected on social media. Now we talk, we FaceTime, we talk all the time. They're one of our greatest friends now. So connect with people on social media, share your journey, follow other people's journeys. Don't be shy. Reach out, reach up. You never know what one connection could help with. So guys, that's in a nutshell, our vision for this agency. We're focusing on engagement. We're focusing on systems that accelerate the process here. We're focusing on a standard of winning, a culture of winning. And we're focusing on building people to be an elite group of builders and producers, to have that unwavering belief, to have that confidence, to have that growth in your skill, to have that commitment to the culture in your team. This is our vision for our agency. And the reason I just wanted to kind of break that down for you is because I want you to know what you're a part of. I want you to know what you're included in. And I want you to know that our vision and our goal is to take this vision and help you achieve your dreams. So G wants to break out 3 AOs. Anthony wants to be able to be a flight attendant and do this. Knowing those things are going to help Scott and I and our other leaders know exactly how our vision can be implemented into your achievements. So landing the plane, it's 1 o'clock. I hope that helped. I hope you guys hear the heart of this agency and of this culture and what we want. And I want to just invite you that if there's anything that comes up throughout the year, comes up today, tomorrow, next month, that you're like, hey, this would be really cool if this was in the agency. Hey, have you ever thought about anything like this? Can we ever implement anything like this? Anything that will help your business grow and your, confidence and belief grow here, we want to hear about it. We may not be able to implement it that day, but it may be something that we can include in our vision and in our list and brainstorming and get with our AOs and get with our team and get with Brian Williamson and get with our other mentors and coaches and see how we can implement things. So we love you guys. We thank you. 2024 was incredible. It was incredible. And we are truly very, very, very excited for 2025. Love you guys. Week 2 starts tomorrow. Show up accordingly. If you don't know what the 4 keys of a successful week are, I want you to go visit those and get ready for your week 2 accordingly. Love you guys.